Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ask the Professor. How you doing, Brother Flex, Debbie J?
Hi, hi.
Appreciate y'all for joining us. Hey, viewers, the class is about to get started. Get your paper, get your pens, get your comments, get your questions ready, and we're going to continue our discussion on dating rules. Professor's Guide to Successful Dating. So look forward to a great conversation, great interaction, great comments, and hey, Flex, we'll be right back with you after this intro.
Really do it for you. Baby, the floor is yours. Yeah, baby, I mean, the floor is yours. If it come down to the floor is yours. Let me show you how I prove the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Well, hey, everybody. So the show has started. So you already know what I'm about to ask y'all to do. I need y'all to like, share, invite, subscribe to us. We on multiple platforms. We on Facebook, IG, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So there's no way you should miss our show. All right. So we also want y'all to go over to YouTube, just in case, for the people that don't have Facebook. Go over, subscribe, hit that bell, subscribe us there, and join the conversation. We'll be able to see your comments and everything when you chime in to our conversation. And we just want to continue to grow this audience. We got good content. The professor has gracefully asked me to join him again. Thank you for the opportunity to speak my mind, because I got a lot to say.
I need somebody to be there, Bone.
Because I'm not going to agree with everything you say. I'm going to tell you how it is from a woman's perspective. So, yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Benny Rogers, I see you already in there. You are constantly supporting us, so do want to shout you out. Thank you so much. Now, hey, let's get into the show. So, Professor, what we got for tonight?
Yeah, we picking it back up where we left off last time. So thank you for all the viewership. So last time we started with rule 1 as far as dating, the professor dating tips to success. And we can continue with that, but we're gonna do something a little different. So we had a lot of questions, a lot of good engagement during the last show. So this show, we're gonna continue with the dating theme and some tips to success, but we're gonna field some questions. So we selected the top questions from what we received, and we're gonna have a discussion of those things. So one concern out there amongst the field is rejection. So of course, rejection has two sides. Sometimes you can be doing the rejection, and sometimes you can be receiving rejecting. But how do you go about best handling rejection, or just letting someone know that you're no longer interested in pursuing anything as far as a dating interest? So, Miss Debbie J, I know you don't do anything such as that nature. I know you don't be rejected.
But I do. The way I reject people, I need to know. Let me get y'all male's perspective. I need to know if this is right or not, because I don't have a lot of time for BS. Because if I'm rejecting you, I have already asked you not once, not twice. Well, twice. I'm only giving you 2 times. I'm sorry. The third time I'm gone. So basically, when I stop fooling with someone, I just ghost them. I mean, because I already told you twice, and I don't want to bring up the conversation again, or the thing that's making me no longer want to speak with you. So, because all you're going to do is try to explain yourself and then try to draw me back in and make me feel some kind of way for me feeling the way I feel. So I don't want to address it a third time. So I just ghost you. I block you. Like 2 people got blocked last week. I mean, I didn't give no explanation. I honestly didn't give no explanation. I just blocked you. I just don't feel like I need to have that conversation a third time. So y'all tell me if it's wrong for ghosting, because
I want to get some clarity though. Your rejection is you told them once or twice that you're not interested. So when you're saying you ghost,
no, she told once or twice for a correction.
Well, yeah, see, this is for a correction, and it's still a rejection on the side of I'm no longer trying to deal with you. Not right off the jump. Hey, dude, let me holler at you. I want to give you my number. No, it's not that type of thing. Usually with rejection like that, I just usually take the number, but I don't call. I mean, but for as a sense of I'm already speaking with someone, we on talking terms or trying to date, yeah, I just ghost. pretty much.
Yeah, see, there's a lot to that because I mean, I don't know how long you've been talking to the person. So, have you been talking to the person long enough to even have an expectation of a correction? So you're just not free and open to dating. So that would be one concern for me. But as far as ghosting, so I would say I've practiced ghosting in the past, but so I don't think it's all unfair. But at the same time, sometimes you invest a little bit more in someone. So I think you owe it to them to give an explanation as far as why you're ghosting them, why you no longer desire to continue getting to know them or whatever the case may be. So maybe they bought you a dinner, maybe you had a lunch, maybe done some other things as far as spending time with them. But I feel like based on the investment, and I can't qualify the investment for anybody, but I think sometimes based on the investment, they deserve to know why you are no longer interested.
Thank you, Miss Kenya Hayes. I feel the same exact way she feels. She said, I feel like if we aren't serious, I don't owe you an explanation of why I feel off. Exactly. Because if yes, like you said, it does determine about how long we've been talking. I do get that. Yes, I will. If I care for you, yeah, I will say, hey, I'm no longer doing this. And I won't necessarily ghost that person because I care about that person. But these fly-by-night people trying to holler at you and not being consistent and stuff like that, I'm ghosting you.
So I think Deb just added some important context to it. So she's not just ghosting people just at will. It sounds like what she's saying, these people aren't the best match for selfish reasons. Maybe they're not considerate, maybe they're fooling themselves or whatever. So okay,
yeah, because I date for a purpose.
It is a selfish reason. So this is my thing with ghosting. So it's easy to ghost someone because I mean it doesn't take any effort to ghost someone. You just don't show up the next day. That's too easy. But I think the underlying issue there is control. So when you ghost someone, you have total control of the situation. You don't give them a chance or the opportunity to have a reaction or to have a response. Now, you just want to ghost someone.
I said I gave you a 1-2 chance. Third time, you out, baby. It's just that simple.
What you want to control is the reaction. So when you ghost someone,
controlling.
It is controlling the reaction because this is my belief.
Please.
This is my belief. If you were true to your standard and what you wanted and what you didn't want, you could explain it. So no reaction, no response, no words out of anyone's mouth would change your stance on what you want in a relationship. So why is it necessary to ghost if you are who you are, you want what you want, and you true to that?
And they're true to how they treat me because like I said, I gave you 1-2 chance. That means I have already spoke to you about the issue, the problem, or the discomfort that I feel coming to you about my expectations of us dating. Because if you give me a list of what you want out of this relationship and I don't adhere to it, you have every reason to leave me, just like I have every reason to leave you. I have broke it down 1-2 times already. I should not have to break it down a third time. I'm not your mother. It's either you're going to do it, you're going to shit, or you're going to get out the pot. It's just that simple.
So I totally understand, but for my where I'm at emotionally mature, my emotional maturity, I would have the conversation. Just say, hey, look, this is not working for me. There's no energy here for us to go forward or whatever the case may be. And I don't desire to continue to get to know you. So just because I'm I'm comfortable in my stance, and regardless of what the reaction, I've made my decision because my decision is only based on how I feel and not your response.
Well, let me ask you this. Do y'all think that there's some gender considerations in the discussion? Ron said, Deb is hilarious. You remember Ron? We went out with him and his wife a few times.
She ain't cut nobody off. She ain't cut nobody off.
But my point is if it's for a female. So we've heard how males handle a female if they've been rejected. So I'm guessing, or maybe there's a possibility that part of what Deb is dealing with or what she's feeling is that disrespect from guys when they feel like they've been rejected.
I don't think it's disrespect. I just think, people, if you are who you are, you are who you are. And if it doesn't fit in my life,
no, I'm saying
the issue.
a guy that'll disrespect the female because she rejected him.
Yeah, same is true with on the other end. So a female can be just disrespectful, but I mean, regardless, at the end of the day, I can't control your reaction. But at the same time, I feel like I owe you that information. I owe that to you to say, hey, I'm no longer interested in pursuing anything.
You're sweet.
I think that just shows a level. I just think that shows a level of emotional maturity, and it just shows that you are true to who you are and what you want.
Maturity would be if I explain to you 1, 2 times and you feel like you cannot adhere to those to comfort me and what I need out the relationship. Maturity would be like, well, I'm sorry, babe. That's not something I can do. I wish you nothing but the best.
Give us an example.
And move on.
Yeah, give me an example. I need to hear this.
Example. Okay, let's give an example. Okay.
Let me act like I'm calling you on the phone. Hey, Deb. Hey, Deb, how you doing today?
No, we're going to go back on last time's conversation about consistency. Let's get on some consistency, because had this one guy, hell, you even said this, feel like you don't have to call me every day. Well, hell, how you supposed to get to know me? We're supposed to be dating seriously. If I'm trying to build a life with you, how am I build a life with you every other day?
I ain't got no expectation of building a life with you right now.
Well, why are you talking to me then? Hold on, I'm hanging up this phone right now.
So y'all talking about two different expectations. So I get what Deb is saying. So Deb's saying she's going in like she's looking to date someone to possibly build a life together. So there's a lack of consistency on phone calls or communication in the beginning. So can you be a little more specific so we can kind of understand?
Yes, it's basically the consistency. So one of the guys that I did block, I will not mention names. I blocked him because it was not, you know, I'm not going to go there with you. But no, one of the things was he was very inconsistent. I told him about the third conversation on the phone. We was talking about expectations of what we expect from each other, what we want from each other. I'm going to start the whole dating process and everything like that. Cool. We haven't even went out on a date yet. And I'm going to call you back. I don't hear back from you about 4 days later. I let you do that once. When you call me, I'm like, oh, what's up? I hit him up with the what's up, stranger? And when you finally call me. So I gave you another chance. I'm like, hey, man, if we really want to be, if you're really serious about us actually moving forward and having something, because I'm 37, we were both 37 years old. Hey, I'm not trying to play. You know, I have a goal in mind, and my goal is not to be out here dating multiple men for years. No, I want to get settled down, have my family, get our family traditions and stuff. So he was inconsistent in the fact that you did it not once, not twice, but you actually did that 3 times. And so it's only so many times I can tell you. So, hey, the last time you ghosted and want to go on your hyenas, hey, I'm going to block you. And that's what I did.
Okay, so I can see
you
that.
You don't have to worry about calling me no more.
If he's going 4 days, without contacting you, I could see that could be an issue. So it's a preference. I'm not saying what's the right or wrong. And if that's important to you to communicate, especially in the beginning when you're trying to set the tone, some understanding, some expectations, I can see that. So I wouldn't have an issue with you saying now, because I'm going to be honest, if he's going 4 days without contacting you twice, it sounds like he wasn't that into you anyway. So to Keena's point right here, Keena says that that means they don't care if they aren't willing to fix. So bye, I'm with you. So it sounds like his behavior, his actions are showing that he really wasn't too concerned anyway.
I got a problem with that. So I mean, to your defense, if he said he's going to call you back, then rightfully so. He should have returned the phone call because he extended that to you, saying that he would call you back. Now, the whole 4 days piece of me, I take issue with, because it seemed like he was on the red carpet to prove himself, to prove his worth to you. Because if 4 days went by and you all didn't talk, then obviously you never made contact neither. So if you're interested in talking to him, I don't see the issue with you initiating the conversation and to reaching out to him instead of just assuming the worst at the end of 4 days when he does reach out to you. So
if I see you on social media, that means you still alive. So hey, call me, because it wasn't I'm gonna call you back because I'm gonna go do something. It was we was literally on the phone, and you said that you finna call me back right back on FaceTime, right? I'm finna call you 10 minutes on FaceTime, and we're gonna finish the conversation, and you can show me what you're talking about.
What's going on, Chad? Thanks for watching the show, brother.
Yeah. Same for Miss Prater right there.
Yeah, but for my thing is from a male perspective. I mean, I feel like more often than not, men are put into the interrogation room. We are put in a position where we have to prove our worth to the female, and I just think
we got to prove our worth too.
I think it should be balanced. So I think it should be equal efforts. I think women should initiate and make the effort to communicate and keep those lines of communication open just as much as the man. So you ain't call him in 4 days. He ain't call you in 4 days. To me, it should have been no harm, no foul. If you all can pick up where y'all left off, then you keep it going.
Yeah, I hear you, but I'm gonna be honest. It sounded like he wasn't. If the expectation was for him to call, I'm guessing that was clearly communicated. And if it didn't happen, maybe he wasn't too interested. Hey, Chad, he feels some kind of way about that. Chad said, "Don't get me started." Hey, Chad, what you going to elaborate,
Chad.
Man?
What you got?
Hey, because Kenneth says, "Not proving your worth. Just do what you say that you're going to do." And I see that as just being a person of your word. So I can see it both ways. I do see what Vincent's saying.
I can see that. I can see if he said he's going to return a phone call, he owed you a phone call. I get it. But at the same time, I mean, 4 days.
You feel like I should have called within those 4 days, maybe day number 2, and checked in on him or something.
This is what my thing is. Practice what you preach. So a lot of women talk about, hey, I want communication, talk to me every day, what's and that. And truth be told, women ain't the ones making the move to make the conversation, initiate the conversation every day.
Yeah, I think
we usually the one holding the conversation. Yeah, yeah.
Talking to them, what you doing?
I had a good day.
Women don't ask. Hey, men, for all the men out there, women don't ask questions. So somebody need to co-sign on that because women don't ask no questions. They want something to talk. They want to talk every day, but they ain't got nothing to talk about because you ain't asking no questions. So you expect a man to get to know you, but you ain't trying to get to know me.
So check this. I think we need to also point out that in our culture, there is an expectation for a guy to show his interest in a female and the female to respond. So what do y'all think about that right there? That's traditionally how things work, and which is kind of leads us into another question that we'll talk about.
So we live in a non-traditional time. So traditionally, yes, but I think we apply traditional rules to non-traditional times. So I think it's implied that the man pursue and the woman just. I feel like it's implied that the man has to prove himself as worthy of dating a certain female, and I think women kind of lean to that end. And unfortunately, in non-traditional times, I mean, hey, the tables are turned. The numbers, as far as the quality, the population of men, single men versus single women, it don't compare. So there's a lot more single women.
And it's a lot more single women because men are just in relationships just to be in relationships. That's why you in 4-year relationships and haven't committed to that woman. It don't take a damn 4 years to know that that's who you want to be with. I don't care what anybody say.
Okay.
I'm not going to be with you for no 4 years.
Yeah. So with that being said, with how long will you give a guy to figure out if he want to get serious and go to the next level with you or not?
You're talking about in the dating phase, or you're talking about getting serious into the
dating, from dating to committed, from committed to marriage?
It depends on our experience during those dating times. If we're actually sharing a lot of information with each other, we're actually telling our goals and stuff like that. If we're actually in the process of getting physical during that dating period, yes, I need to be your one and only. You need to cut off whoever, and I'm going to be your one and only. Once it starts to get physical and we start to get real personal, it's time to click clank, and I'm your girl. I will show up at your. No, I'm just playing.
So you're saying that your expectation is his too. So y'all have talked about the importance of commitment and what you're looking for. So I see what you're saying. I
actually did that one time. So I was talking to this guy, and We had actually went on a few dates, and we was actually talking for like a month actually, and went on a few dates, and no, it was 2 months. It was 2 months, and we ended up getting physical. And like the very next day, I know, don't judge me, I'm grown. The very next day, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, we haven't made no commitment to each other. So what I did was I called and asked him. I said, I got a question. Where do we stand now that we done did what we did? He like, hell, you my girl. I said, that's all I need to know. And it was just that simple. I asked because I did not know, because we have not made it clear. But since we did go there, I called him, and he made it real known. Shit, you my girl. Hey, that's all I need to hear, boo. And that's how he said it.
It's the caveman style.
Okay, Daddy.
I don't think he missed was that club. The bust you upside your head and take you. So here's the response from Chad. I'm gonna let Vince take this one.
I got girls investigating me because I'm not telling them everything about me on the first date. Trying to see if I'm on a lease or where I live. That's freaky shit. She might be batshit crazy.
Agree. I'm not telling everything on the first date either. No, you don't have to tell everything on the first date. First date, I think first date conversations is more about, hey, what you got going on, where you work, how many siblings, your favorite color, you know, that all prerequisites type stuff. You know, you're just getting a vibe and you're trying to fill out that person. We're not personal yet. I'm not telling you my personal business.
I can see that, you know, especially as a female, you want to be careful giving out your address and you know, all those things right there. Especially
be careful, give my address too. Wow.
Yeah, these men got to be careful too. That TikTok with that girl climbing through that window while this dude playing his video games. They crazy too.
Yeah. So I agree. Yeah, you got to be limited on in the beginning while you're getting to know somebody. So, hey, Chad, I get what you're saying, brother. Hey, I hope
he said I had a dude. Oh wow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That comment just struck me. It said I had a dude ask me my credit score. I'm sorry. It struck me. I think he's not a freaking creditor.
No. But he's dating with a purpose.
He's dating with a purpose, but not on the first date.
Okay.
Well, when you start, I know dating with a purpose as a timeline. But I'm going back to what you said about you talking about getting physical and when you become exclusive or you become committed. So I mean, I think it's dependent on. There's two power struggles in every dating situation for the most part. So the first struggle is when you have sex. So what's the timeline for having sex? So that's the first struggle, and that struggle that pretty much belongs to the man. So after you are physical, the next struggle is when you have a commitment, and that pretty much belongs to the woman. So once you become physical, before you do anything, the first question is when we have sex. The second question is when we become an item. So, and I don't think there's I don't think you should put a timeline on it. I think it should just happen naturally. And I guess when it's mutual or when you feel between both individuals. Other than that,
you said sex and then commitment.
Yep. So the first question is when we have sex. The second question is when will we be committed?
Okay. No, it's usually the other way around. Commitment than sex, bruh.
No, that's not.
I just happened to slip up. I was really feeling dude. I'm sorry. I got beside myself and I was feeling him. It is what it is. We all do it. Hell, don't look at me. But
ain't nobody committing to bad
you need
sex.
to commit. That's why the very next day I was like. I mean, that's why the very next day I was like, what are we? Because I need to know. Because this is not going to happen again unless
all you single people, now be real and be honest. How many commitments have you had before you had sex? Now, be honest. Just be real. So it don't happen that way. It sounds bad. Yeah, traditionally for TV, it sounds good. It sells tickets, but I don't think that's reality.
But I think it happens more times than people think it don't.
Exactly. The reality is, like you said, sex. When do you normally have sex? When the woman wants to have sex, right? Because the men, they'll go in on the first date and think it's cool and no problem with it. A woman, well, some women with more.
A lot of women. Yeah, so
there's still a lot of women, but there's still a lot of women that won't have sex on the first date. I have never had sex.
No, I ain't talking about sex on the first date. I'm talking about sex before a commitment.
But that's what I'm saying. So it depends. I feel like the ball is in the women's court when you having sex, honestly.
Yeah.
And usually the woman wants a commitment.
That's why it's called seduction. Seduction is the art of convincing a woman to have sex without a commitment.
Yeah. Here you go. So Chad said, yeah, knows the guy wants sex, but we need that to get to the other level. I agree. That will get guys more committed once you're sexually intimate with a female, but the girl might show crazy after that too. Run, white boy.
They're gonna be crazy because if you got that good D, we might be come back. You know, yeah, they get crazy if you got that good stuff, but nah.
So here's the one right here. So me and Vince, we talked about this right here. Kenny says she don't want to add to a body count if I don't know if we aren't going to be serious.
Exactly.
So ain't nobody counting your bodies but you.
But here's the thing, though. So, and that's important. It's for her.
So what's the comparison? I mean, what's the shame or what's the guilt? What's the issue?
Self.
Dude,
I think it's herself.
We have morals.
Yeah. So
it's morals.
So here's the thing, though. I think we got to look at it. What works for that person. So I wouldn't demonize a person for doing going either way. You know, if you do it, you do it.
Yeah,
you got it.
You go.
But I get that people want to make sure before they give themselves physically to somebody that they're in some kind of committed relationship. Keena says it's a self-respect thing, so it's not about the other person, about what other people. She's saying it's a self-respect thing.
Add those bodies.
Whatever, no, sir. That's what we're not going to do because if we go with that perspective, Professor, then y'all going to be up here talking to your boys. Man, she got like 100 bodies because you done gave it to all these dudes and nobody gave you no darn commitment. And then now you want to sit back and call her hoe. Come on, be real with me.
Ain't nobody, I've never had that conversation.
Yeah, Vince got married young.
And I've never asked a woman how many bodies she had.
Okay. And you're right. So it's not one size fit all, but that is, and I'm sure you've heard it. Like people talking about the body count. So I ain't talking about me. Don't be pointing at me. So it's a real deal though. So I get what you're saying. So I see what Vince is saying. People don't want to commit to a relationship and it end up being bad sex, but at the same time what Deb is saying that she don't just want to be giving herself out there to someone that she's not committed to.
Yeah, so there ain't no right, wrong answer. But for me, I feel like when it comes to dating, you should have an open mind when it comes to dating and get around the expectations. Because I think those expectations kind of fence you in, and you more aptly miss something that could be potentially good for you because you're so focused on what you think you like. So I think most people understand what they don't like, but I don't know if everyone knows what they really like. They haven't experienced like. They have experienced a bunch of dislikes.
Yeah.
So the expectation would be you and that person's expectation, not the world's expectations. That's the expectation you should be going off of what you and that person have. Y'all have to set those boundaries. But we not finna just be out here giving it up without no commitment, bruh.
Yeah. Let somebody take this one right here.
Being honest and very upfront is key. In terms of entertaining it, you have to be careful with what you would like to see happen. If you're seeking a relationship, then I would not waste my time with him and her. However, if you want to smash and just enjoy hanging out, then entertain it. Thank you. That is those are setting those expectations at the beginning. Are you serious about dating me? Are you dating on a purpose? Do you want to see yourself where you can possibly have a life with me? If not, let me know from the jump. Don't be just get my drawers and leave. Come on.
I can do the same. See, the thing with me is I can do that anyway. So if you say, hey, I want a serious relationship and I'm looking for someone to spend the rest of my life with me. And I can say, you know what, that's what I'm looking for. Line my ass off just to get the draws and leave. So it's almost
that's what we call trifling.
That's what you call reality.
But it is, but you're lying and being dishonest. So I guess the expectation is if you're going into dating that you're going to be honest with each other. Can people lie? Yes. Do people lie? Of course. So we're not saying that, but again, I do see. So let's walk your scenario out to its logical conclusion or what it could be.
Yeah. So my logical conclusion is
somebody.
I don't make a commitment either which way. It's like, hey, I'm open to open to possibilities. So I'm open to what happens.
So let's talk about that. So if it's a female from Deb's perspective, If she's saying like, hey, we can just go have sex and then we'll figure out what happens later. How is people out there that, let's be honest, that's all they want. But if she's looking for something different, but you're telling her, forget that, test the waters first to see if you like it before you commit. Is she taking a chance of getting hurt over and over, or committing her body to someone over and over? And these people are lying and not being truthful to her.
I mean, I think dating that's a risk you taking with dating. That's a risk you take in love. I mean, you just never know. So I feel like having
that's different from someone being totally honest up front, though. It's one thing to go in and you give it your all and it don't work, versus like, hey, I'm just about to go and just, randomly just hope that this guy is telling me the truth. That's why
I got to get to know you.
Yeah.
If I keep dating you and talking to you, then I know your ass lying.
Yeah.
No, it ain't. No, it well, I said,
but I mean,
it's always funny to me now. It's always funny when women think they can read men and they just can identify this liar, but you're still in the same position with giving up the draws and you're not in a committed relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't. How does that work?
Well,
so you don't have this magical power. There's no magical timeline. So you can identify a man that he's not serious.
That's not the issue. The issue is if the expectation is that we're open and honest with each other, now I can make decision off of what we're talking about.
I got you. But what the open and honest is not there.
But so, that's another story though. But she's talking about her intentions of going into a relationship open and honest from the jump. Can she be hoodwinked? Absolutely. But her intentions is what she's saying. She's going in open and honest, communicating and hoping that we're being trustworthy.
I got you. I totally understand that piece. But for me, and what I think works better is go in there. Don't go in with the expectation of meeting Mr. Happily Ever After. Just go in there and get to know someone and get to know them and see where it goes. Because
that may have nothing to do with sex, though.
No, it doesn't have nothing to do with sex.
I agree with
you. I think a lot of women discount men, or they cut them off so soon or too soon to even get an understanding of who they are because they're not on the same page. Because they say, "Hey, I'm just seeing what this may lead to."
Yeah. DJ, you want to take this one again?
Oh yes. If all you are looking for is friends with benefits also, then I say go for it. I'm in a place in my life where friends are friends. I have entertained this theory and fell in love. Now I'm stuck with strong feelings and a limited commitment. Y'all have to want the same thing or have to be okay with having something great that you may have to let go of. It's a risk we take often as women, but I have also felt that lack of benefits lead to lost potential.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you're not going expecting happily ever after, but it blossomed into something that could have been.
I want you to get out this happily ever after. Nobody's going in with happily ever after. We're going in with the thought of potentially getting married. It's dating with a purpose.
Dating with a purpose means I'm looking for a happily ever after.
Why wouldn't you? If you don't, why do you want to be miserable?
Why are you miserable?
You don't want to. You go into the relationship. Well, I ain't gonna be happy, so hell, at least I can get them draws down. Come on.
No, I go to a relationship happy. I go to a relationship happy on my own accord. It's not my happiness. I don't put my happiness on anyone or anything else. So it's like I'm already happy. I'm already satisfied. I'm cool by myself. But I can get to know you and see if it blossoms into something that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So I don't have the expectation that, hey, I need you. I need something from you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. A lot of women, I've met so many women that comes in there with that perspective, and I feel like they missed out on a lot of good things because they feel like, hey, I'm dating for a purpose. God gonna see me this man, when that man could be that very man that's sitting there saying, I'm open to see where this goes.
But I think we're mixing scenarios.
Yeah.
So again,
we're mixing scenarios now.
Because we're talking about someone who's going in like, hey, I want to see that we're trying to, build something before I give myself, versus like, hey, I'm going in there with no rules about my body. And if that's your thing, then just be open and honest about it.
No, like I said, when I'm talking about, it's not tied to sex. It's only tied to getting someone and knowing someone that their emotional connection. I
think you're wrong if you're omitting the sexual part of it, because that's an important piece to.
Man, you just admitted the sexual part of it. How you tell me?
Let me finish my point. sex is an important part of a committed relationship. So if someone is going into a situation looking for a committed relationship, of course, sex and sexual intimacy is a part of the discussion or to be considered later. But to Deb's point, she's saying she just don't want to give herself freely without knowing if there's the possibility that we can be together long term.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is get to know someone. So be open to explore that person and get to know them emotionally. You don't have to sleep with them. What I'm saying is
that's what we're doing in the dating phase.
Before you cancel them out, just get to know them.
Oh, we're not arguing with that. Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
So if I came to you, say, let's say me and you talking, you say, hey, I'm looking for a serious relationship, and I say, hey, I'm just open to possibilities.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if I want to talk to you.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So now you cancel me. When I could have been.
Because if you're saying I'm just open to the possibility versus I'm looking for something in particular, marriage material, those are two separate ends of the spectrum. You're basically coming in free balling this thing. I'm coming in with my mind. Hey, I want to give it.
You coming in with a closed mind?
I'm coming in with 100% because I want to. Oh, this man say that he want to get married, and I say I want to get married. I'm gonna give my 110%.
But you gonna give me 110%? You gonna give me 110%? Only because I say I'm looking for the same thing you're looking for.
If you ain't even sure you want to do it or not. Why should I give you 100%?
You gonna give me 100%, 110% only because I said I'm looking for what you're looking for.
What Ashley said, she knows what she wants, and you're unsure. Those are two different people that should not be together.
I'm looking for the same thing you're looking for when he made
you're going back again. But you're going back again. If he's saying it lying, then she can't help that. But at least she can try to vet it out. So again, I think then you're going to a different topic. How do you know if a person is lying? But if these two people are coming, what you're saying is the dude lying versus a dude saying he's unsure. Those are even two different.
I'm not saying he's unsure. What I'm saying is I'm open. So I'm open for friendship. I'm open for exclusive relationship. I'm open for marriage. Yeah. Let me get to know you and see where it goes. I don't want to come in thinking like, hey, I just want to get married. I'm just looking for a wife. I think that to me,
saying that there's I want to go in with a purpose does not mean it's going to work out. So there's always a potential that we're not going to work out.
So if it's not going to work out, why not be willing to fall somewhere else?
Yeah, I think y'all both.
Can we pause the show because this water ain't enough. I need to give me some alcohol.
Hey, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. So have you ever talked to someone you thought it would work out, but go further than what it was, and you just become good friends? So it's like, look, I'm open to see where this goes. I'm just not solely focused on thinking that.
And that's cool. I don't think anything is wrong with the way you're thinking.
Nothing is wrong.
I'm just saying it's different people got different perspectives, and I don't think there's a right or wrong. But what Deb is saying, before she gives herself physically to somebody, that she want to see that.
We ain't talking physical. We just talking about getting to know somebody.
But we talking about walking this thing out.
All right, I'm gonna try to make this plain as possible. Here we are. We on phone call number 3. Phone call number 2. Hey, how you doing? You look cute when I saw you. Yeah, all right. You had a good time with your girls. Cool. Second conversation. Oh man, you seem really cool. I mean, I kind of want to see if we can go out on a date sometime. All right. Conversation number 3. Before we go on this date. So what kind of relationship are you looking for? Are you looking for a friend? Are you looking for a friend with benefits? Or are you looking for a potential mate? Like, where do you stand when it comes to dating people? That's the conversation that needs to be had at the beginning. I am open. There's always a potential it may not work. But if both of y'all are on the same accord, hey, I just want to be friends. Well, cool. Let's be friends. We're going to keep it in the friend zone. Hey, I want friends with benefits. No, that's not what I kind of want right now. I ain't going to go there. But then he say, hey, I want some, yes, I'm looking for a mate. I'm looking for a wife. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking for a husband. Okay, let's see where this thing goes. And now we are on the same page because we have the same goal to head towards.
So when I met my ex-wife, I never went thinking that, hey, I never dated my ex-wife with the expectation of her becoming my wife. It just happened. It just blossomed because I was free.
Great. That's awesome.
I was free and she was free just to get to know each other. But when we have these expectations that, hey, you have to talk this certain way, you got to say this certain words, whatever this that, I think you miss a lot. And I think you really miss a lot of good potential quality people.
I like how Shay put it. This one word changes it. Organic. That's what you want. I still feel like it's organic, even if
no, it's not organic.
Still. How is it not? Because you still got to get to that place of us wanting to be together and see if that potential works. It's still organic. We're not forcing anything.
Yeah, but they, like you said, conversation number 3. If I say I'm open and Gerard says I'm looking to be married, you cancel me out. So it's not organic.
What's wrong with that?
It's not organic.
I think it's organic. I think it is organic.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think the thing is, well, Vince, what you're saying is your way, and you're not saying these words specifically, but it seems like your way is the superior, more appropriate way.
I ain't saying it's superior, more way, but I feel like you can. I think you have the opportunity. You can really get to know a lot more people versus cutting them off based on a third conversation. So it's like, hey, I could be a great guy. Gerard could be a dirtbag. But because I said I'm open and Gerard said he wants to be married, you team up with Gerard.
No. How could I put it? I feel like with me saying that I date on purpose and I'm looking for a mate, and him saying he's open to, if it happens, it happens. No, because if you want that job, it ain't finna just fall in your lap. Well, if I get it, I get it. Or you finna go work your ass off to go get that $100,000 job. No, I am a job. You gotta come with me with
what
something,
kind of job,
bro.
What kind of job?
Hey, I'm one of them high-paying jobs with good benefits, baby. Trust me.
Hey, Deb said, hey, Ron said if Deb asked, what's your 5-year plan? Then she interested.
Ron, you are petty.
Hey, so we can move to this last topic before we end. I think y'all both making some good points. Neither of you, I don't think it was a right or wrong. I think it's
not.
preferred way of moving in. It's a preferred way of moving in and dating. And to some of the comments that we had earlier,
hey, viewers,
one is purpose driven, but
be open. Be open. Don't have expectations. Be open.
Man.
Yeah. But I don't think what you're saying is truly what you're meaning, to be open and don't have expectations, because we all have expectations.
I didn't say don't have expectations. We have expectations, we have standards, we have preferences, we have boundaries. We all have all those things. But I don't want to be so blinded that I'm trying to interview for a wife that I miss out on a wife.
But I don't think that's what she's saying she's trying to do.
But that's exactly so me and you had 3-day conversation with her, and I said I'm not looking to get married. She's blinded because she cancels me out.
Well, I want to get married and you don't. Yeah. Hell, why should we
No, I'm saying I want to get married. I was open to the possibility.
Yeah.
But the thing is, some things you should not just freelance. You can't freelance something that can change your entire existence, because getting a divorce, baby, and getting married changes your whole life. It's not that just that piece of paper that people want to talk about. It's just a piece of paper. No, baby, you're changing your life and your livelihood. And divorce changes that drastically.
I was married for 15 years. Got it. Got the paper, got the t-shirt, got everything else. And one thing I would say in my dating life, one thing I want to do is not to be blinded looking for a wife, and really be open and free to get to know someone without the expectation like she's gonna be my wife.
No, I think that I'm not saying that because he wants to be married and I want to be married, he's gonna be my husband. No, I'm not saying that. I still
but you signing up for it. You sign up for it.
I'm signing up to get to know you on that level.
What they expect, but subconsciously in the back of your mind, you are interviewing a husband.
What's wrong with that?
That's what I just want to say. What's wrong with that?
Well, I think organic. Organic, you're not interviewing, you just getting to know it.
No, I don't agree. But hey,
we're gonna agree to disagree.
He's in a divorce now, not ever happen again. And that happens with a few. We all have been through a divorce, and this man takes you to some of your lowest points in your life. So to their point, I get why she's being more particular, more specific as she's, navigating the world. But to Professor's point, I see how he's saying too that it's important to be open-minded. And what you're saying, you're not saying don't be open-minded, but letting your intentions known in the front is super important, so that you can know if we should even continue this or just cut it off right now.
And to your point, yes, I divorced today. Actually, would have been I would have been celebrating 11 years of marriage today. So I am so serious. So hey,
some people agreeing with Deb. They said they need a drink. So hey, man, we got a whole lot of participation. We had a couple
other
other
drink. They ain't agreeing with her statements.
And they said, "What child, Deb? I'm with you." Hey, but my point is, this one topic lasted a lot longer than we thought. The next topic I think we'll pick up on the next show is going to be long distance relationships. And Professor, one of the things that we talked about is how mobile a society that we are. And a lot of people are looking for something in an area that something don't exist. So it's something to consider, you know, are you willing to date long distance and then figure out how y'all can, you know, join forces later on. So you don't have to answer that.
I ain't going to talk about long distance. I ain't going to come on that show. Because the only reason you need to be close is so you can have the only reason you need to be close is because you can have sex. So we ain't having sex. So I ain't even going there.
Oh man.
You can have phone sex.
No, ain't nobody. We ain't talking about. We need an emotional connection first. I ain't trying to have sex.
You can have emotional connection.
I've been selling it for 3 years.
Someone.
You what?
I've been selling it for 3 years.
You've been selling it. All right.
Sell it. Oh, Lord.
Hey, appreciate Chad for rocking in, man. Me and Chad hadn't talked on the book in a while, man. Ashley said that she was in it for 13 years, divorced now. She said she agreed with Deb. Shay's cracking up. Ashley said it worked. So, hey, Deb, we're gonna let you wrap the show up and take us to our parting thoughts.
Oh man, this has been an awesome conversation, Professor. I still love you, bro. But hell, you single and I'm single, but we will never be together with your mind friend. Not saying that I'm not saying like that. You're a cool dude. You cool for somebody else, but hell, you.
I'm like Martin. I'm the love doctor, y'all. I'm the love doctor. Y'all gonna be my greatest challenge. I got something for you.
Hey viewers, don't let Deb lie to y'all.
I'm not lying. But okay, let's get to these part thoughts.
Don't let Deb lie to y'all.
What you got?
We truly appreciate all the participation. Yeah, we had a great show for y'all, actually, and we only made it to one discussion, which is awesome because y'all was feeding us and fueling us. Hey, it made for a great conversation. So that means the next conversation, the next time we meet will be even greater. So y'all keep tuning in. Make sure you're liking Facebook, LinkedIn, IG, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. Follow us even on TikTok. So we need y'all to continue upping our views. We're going to continue to bring y'all quality substance conversations and stuff that get your mind going. Get you thinking. So we do have some shows coming up. Coach Cookie is with Resilient Studios off in Texarkana. Shout out to Coach Cookie. She's doing her thing out there. If y'all in the Texarkana area, hit her up. Go get you a great workout in, meal plan, everything. She has everything that you need. Superman T. Will, my boy, his show will be on tomorrow at 7. It's called Educate and Motivate. It's basically it's going to talk about what they talking about.
Let me plug that. Tomorrow's going to be a good show for T. Will. T. Will's we talked about credit before, but this is going to be on more of lines of a workshop. So we're going to slow it down. We're going to pull up a credit report, let people see how to read and understand their credit report, and not just so focused on the points that you end up not maximizing and leveraging your credit to benefit you most. So it's going to be a great one. We got a loan officer that's going to be on. We got a credit specialist that's going to be on. And also, T. Will's a realtor and he dabbles in credit restoration himself. So if y'all been looking to get some help and more understanding on your credit, man, join in on tomorrow's show at 7 p.m. for Educate and Motivate. It's going to be a real good show.
And yes, you can always follow our page for the upcoming shows. We have multiple shows that come on. We have Greenwood. We have the Love and Relationship show. We have, I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shut up. I see show. When's the next time I see gonna have her show?
Yeah, so we working on developing her. So we got information that's forthcoming on that. So, but we do have the late night education and the next professor segment. So we'll let the professor talk about those.
Yeah, so I think next week we'll be back on late night education. So late night education is for the grown folk conversation. So we're talking about some grown folk topics, and we'd love you all.
I feel like I need to be there.
No, you ain't grown enough. You gotta close mind. You gotta close mind.
I'm not grown enough, huh?
Open minds only for the grown folk conversation. So Miss Deb won't be on there, but looking forward to have a great conversation on our next show. Next Tuesday.
Hey, I'm gonna be that keyboard warrior on your show, though. Yeah. Do you have any parting thoughts, Professor? You got any knowledge you want to spit out to the people before we go?
So my parting thoughts, I said it during the show. I'll say it again. So I'm gonna say that love yourself. Love yourself. Be happy with yourself. Don't attach your love. Don't attach your happiness to anything or anyone. And I believe you find those things when you're not looking for them. So I feel like when you have an open mind and you're content, you're happy with yourself, that you'll truly find the love that you desire when you're not looking for it, and it just happens for you. But other than that, be safe. COVID is real. Thanks for your viewership. God bless you.
Yes, and my parting thoughts is basically based what Professor was saying. Accept what it is, let go of what it was, and have faith in what it will be. Always live in the moment, because the moment is a present. So. And
like Shay said, y'all got on my nerves, so it's time for us to exit. And my last parting thoughts is, don't let Deb lie to y'all.
They'll be spitting the truth. That's all it is.
Don't let Deb lie to y'all.
Well, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for having me on your show, Professor. You gonna invite me back?
I don't know. I gotta pray on it. I gotta take you to the altar.
The Lord gonna say you need to go with Deb. Go with Deb.
I gotta take you to the altar. But yeah, appreciate it, Deb, Professor. Enjoyed the show. Looking forward to doing it next time.
All right, well, cool. Well, let's hit that outro then.
Yep. Next Professor.
Baby, the floor is yours. Yeah, baby, I mean the floor is yours. If it come down to the floor is yours. Let me show you how I prove the floor